Hey, what's up guys? Aaron here. So I want to talk about all of the objections that came in for the mining co transaction. So we have some from the SEC, the US Trustee, different ad hoc groups. So I just want to give you guys the summary of everything that has come in right now. So heading to the computer, we have the ad hoc group for Earn. Then we have the US Trustee with a very, very long objection. Then we have a reservation of rights by the SEC, which is kind of ironic because they did give the sign off for this mining co. Then we have the borrower ad hoc, their issues as well. But before I dive into those, I first just want to remind you guys why getting out of Chapter 11 is the most important thing. Basically, we have White & Case, the law firm representing the UCC, increasing their rates for 2024. And this is standard. Basically, all law firms are going to do so. They are increasing their rates by about $200 an hour for the partners. And here we have Kirkland and Ellis representing Celsius. For 2 months, they are requesting $6.6 million. So that is like $3.3 million a month just for one law firm. So before we go through the different objections, I just want to remind you guys that again, on the 21st of this month, the judge will decide what is going to happen. So first we have the ad hoc group for Earn. So the ad hoc says that they want the speediest exit possible. They say that a resolicitation would be not only extremely expensive, but also would result in an unnecessary delay in distributions. So they believe that the court, or meaning the judge, should approve this mining co wind down plan without resolicitation, so people should not have to vote again. The ad hoc for Earn does acknowledge issues about this plan, but again, they realize that getting out of Chapter 11 as quickly as possible with a plan that is okay or good enough is the best solution right now. But now heading to the US Trustee, who in 34 pages really lays out his massive objections to this plan. He starts out by saying that the debtors want to approve and implement a completely different transaction that we voted on. This new transaction, or this mining co transaction, involves new parties, requires different capital contributions, and will change recoveries for the creditors. So what he says is that these changes are so different that there can be no other choice but to implement a resolicitation and a revote. Because, he says, this materially alters the plan and adversely affects a claimant's treatment. He said that if this mining co plan was approved, it would basically be confirming a plan that is different than the one that was proposed by the debtors, approved by the creditors, meaning yourself, and confirmed by the court. He says that this new plan gives this mining co the ability to forego the pursuit of even becoming a public company, and they have until May 1st of next year to do so. So there are all of these little fine print things where it's like, wait, so there may not be a stock, and the US Trustee is calling out a lot of these issues. He gives a lot of reasons for why this new transaction, or this mining co, is a modification to the plan, rather than just a pivot that was already approved. He says that already BRIC, B-R-I-C, the conglomerate that was going to enact the orderly wind down, has received $1.5 million attributable to its breakup fee and reimbursement for its expenses. He says that this mining co will change the rights of creditors as it will change the amounts and type of funds recoverable, which will also likely impact timing and rate of payments. So he's referencing the toggle to more crypto or more stock, which as of right now is completely void. So if you originally toggled to 100% stock or equity, right now there is no toggle. They may have to revote to see if people want to toggle again. And ultimately, the US Trustee is just pointing out a lot of differences that he says are critical issues and that creditors must approve and be informed about. Here he's talking about how there's no explanation as to how or when the debtors converted $225 million worth of crypto to cash and where such cash has been held. And this is really talking about the fiat contributions from the debtors into this new mining co. Now, I thought they were going to sell crypto when the plan was confirmed. I don't even know if they have already sold crypto into this cash. But I guess a lot of the questions that he's saying is that we don't know the answers to a lot of questions. And I agree with him. There is so much that is not being disclosed. So much that we are trusting other people. And trusting other people with our money to make the best decisions for us is literally how we got into this situation in the first place. And it is the U.S. trustee's job to point these things out. His job is to poke and probe and explain why there is just not enough disclosure and why things need to be changed. So next, the SEC has a reservation of rights, which I thought was pretty interesting. Basically, they said the SEC continues to reserve its rights to challenge transactions involving crypto assets. So even though the SEC gave the green light for this NewCo, they still want to reserve its rights to challenge transactions involving crypto assets. So basically they're saying we can still deny, challenge, object, or otherwise disagree with anything involving crypto, including apparently this plan. So next we have the Ad-Hoc group for borrowers or those that have a loan. So what they're saying is that this new plan fails to inform the court or the creditors of the significant material changes in the proposed mining code transaction compared to the orderly wind down plan described in the disclosure statement. So basically they are not disclosing everything. There are material changes and we are not getting all the information necessary to make an informed decision. For one, the orderly wind down was going to capitalize the mining co with $50 million from the estate's money, and now it is $225 million. So this additional $175 million, they say would increase our distributions, your distributions, by 4% in liquid crypto. And the fact that they are representing the borrowers, they said that this reduction in liquid crypto is material and will likely negatively impact their ability to obtain refinancing. So those people that had a loan. They said, in short, the debtors should be required to move forward with the original orderly wind down plan with the $50 million capitalization described in the disclosure statement, or if they want to move forward with this new plan with $225 million capitalization, they should provide additional disclosure and resolicitation, so revoting. The Ad-Hoc group says that they, meaning the debtors, have not provided anything to show that there is any likelihood of Mining Co. being approved as a public company. So they're saying that they got the green light, but I just mentioned the SEC says we are reserving our rights to object, which I found very unique and interesting, but I guess maybe that's just what the SEC always does. The Ad-Hoc group also says there is literally no discussion of future risks. And ultimately they say that there is a clear answer to this dilemma: implement the original orderly wind down plan. So they should either implement the original plan, or if this new plan is really for the benefit of the estate's creditors, meaning yourself, they should properly and fairly present their proposed changes with full and fair amended disclosures that allow creditors to make their own decisions as to whether they want this new plan. So basically, if they're going to present this new plan, we need more information and we should be able to vote yes or no on this new plan. So they go through a lot of different charts about the recoveries for the different plans, but I just want to remind you of this one right here. So with the original orderly wind down with BRIC, BRIC, our initial liquid crypto distribution percentage was going to be around 54.75%. And that is of November 17th. Now for this new Mining Co. orderly wind down, we would get around 4% less. A lot of people are like, I would rather get an additional 4% of my claim back and not have to trust other people and give so much money for a new company. Everyone is going to feel a little bit differently about this. There's a lot of back and forth about what would make the most sense. What we do know for certain is that if we get 4% more back in crypto, that is actual crypto. We're not trusting individuals that say that we're going to get back 7.5% more in recovery stock, which is what the new Mining Co. plan is proposing. 17.5% back versus 10% back in the original orderly wind down. So if it were me, I would rather get more crypto back and not trust another company. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's a lot of amazing mining companies out there, ones that are on the stock exchange that have enormous upside potential if we go into a bull market. I don't personally see the benefit in getting equity in a new Mining Co. where we would get a higher upside getting that equity versus getting more crypto, selling that extra 4% of crypto, and using that money to purchase an existing mining company that's already on the stock exchange. I haven't heard an argument to why it would be so much better for us to get equity in this new co. So guys, that's it for the video. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date on everything that's happening and coming through the docket. So we have a couple different perspectives. We have the Earn Ad-Hoc saying to approve this plan. We have the Loan Ad-Hoc saying we need to re-vote on this plan or go with the original orderly wind down. We have the US Trustee basically saying this is not going to work and we need a new disclosure statement and we need to re-vote on a new plan. And then we have the SEC saying we reserve our right to object. So it's like, what the heck is going on here? Now, again, I hope that the judge on the 21st does approve something. Now, there are a lot of potential issues and conflicts of interests in this new plan, from the advisors to the law firms to, this lawyer representing this company that's also playing a part in our case, that's also connected to FTX. And there's like all these webs of interconnections here that may or may not be conflicts. But I don't care at this point, because what are the options? The options are waiting an extra 2, 3, 4, 6 months before everybody gets their crypto back, or we realize that there are people that are probably going to be compensated in a way that maybe isn't totally disclosed or maybe ethical, but that's just where we are. And I don't see a way out of bankruptcy without backdoor things to maybe happen. Not saying there are, but there are people saying there definitely could be. Honestly, that's just the way the world works. And I want to get out of Chapter 11 as quickly as possible and stop paying these lawyers, $3, $4, $5 million a month. So I'm hoping the judge approves something on the 21st. We get an effective date. Then we will know very soon how much we will be getting back, and we will just move on with our lives from there. But whatever happens, guys, I'll be with you every step of the way, as I have been since day one, way back in like June of 2022 or whatever. So thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.